Hello, Satish.
Hi, sis.
Hmm. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Where are you?
Mm. Okay, let us start. So, first of all, thanks for joining this demo. And this particular demo, I plan to give a high-level overview on the Python and Agentic AI, and which is one of the hottest skill in the market now. How it is going to help the enterprise companies to build their own agents and get benefit of automating most of the activities without manually preparing. So let me share my screen. Hope you're able to see my screen. Let me know.
No, not yet. Okay, I can see.
Yeah. So when I talk about agentic AI, right, this particular term is like very popular, but the foundation for this agentic AI also the data science and AI, which was very popular if you see in the early 2010, 11, and 12, and how the market was like changed with the data changes with big data, and slowly data science also became popular, and the data analysis became one of the fundamental requirement for every company, where the descriptive analytics, predictive analytics, and prescriptive analytics, these three became very popular, and most of the companies started using this particular three categories and started understanding their business, and also they started finding some areas where they can improve, like sales prediction. The company will predict the sales for the next 1 week or 2 weeks, and they'll compare with the last month and current month sales. And if they want to do that, they can simply go to the dashboard. But what if I want to go and like predict the next 1 month sales or next 6 months sales? So this predictive analytics became popular. What could happen? And after this predictive analytics became popular, and where companies were finding some insights out of this, and they started taking some decisions. Further, it moved to the next level where the decision also was taken by the system itself. So, okay, my next month sales will be this much, and what action to be taken. So the this system will try to identify areas of improvement, and it will recommend us. So this is what was happening from 2012, 11, 12 up to 18, 17, 18. In 17 and 18, what happened? Slowly, the market has been shifted to the AI part, and most of the data which people were managing, which was only structured and semi-structured, this has been changed or shifted to most unstructured data, that too especially text kind of data. The text kind of data where people started majorly focusing on NLP, natural language processing with text mining, and whatever the data available, they started cleaning that text kind of data on the documents or text, whatever it is, and trying to figure out what action to be taken out of each and every outcome. It can be classifying the images, or it can be classifying the documents, or clustering or grouping the documents. So there are so many areas where NLP has became one of the foundation. So like underwriting companies started using, real estate companies started using to analyze their documents, property documents and all. And most of the insights, actionable insights have been companies generated by leveraging this particular data mining and especially text mining patterns. As soon as we shifted to the next level, where the use cases generally people were only focusing on, example, you see healthcare and life sciences and financial banking sector, wherever you see the fraud detection engines were very popular. Credit card fraud detection, money laundering detection, and loan approval prediction. These kind of applications in banking sector. And coming to retail side, predicting the out of stock, how to optimize the inventory and supply chain, and dynamic pricing. All these became very popular in the retail and e-commerce area. And coming to healthcare and life sciences, the drug discovery analysis is one of the very popular use case. And logistics also, if you see, most of the manufacturing logistics, the predicting the downtime of a machine and which machines will go down, identifying and preventing in advance. So all these, so many different use cases slowly captured the market, and data science became one of the hub for every company. You can imagine how many people got hired in data science, and most of the companies started hiring data scientists, and the tools also like Python became very popular after 2012 because of data science. And Jupyter Lab, which is part of Anaconda, and Jupyter Notebooks, and the libraries like scikit-learn, PyTorch, TensorFlow, and most of the NLP packages also. So many libraries came to the market with Python, especially. Along with this, the visualization side also, we got some advanced visualization like Power BI and Tableau also, which can directly deal with this ML applications. So when this particular field was becoming very strong, this new generative AI also came into the picture because of high advanced algorithms, the text generation, and then audio generation, voice generation, and image video generation. So most of this generative AI also people started leveraging, and then chatbots became popular where they started responding by generating some text, and every company started building their own chatbots and integrating with their website so that they can automate some of the queries and respond to the customers. Only if it is a out of box which the bot cannot answer, the bot will try to connect to the subject matter expert. This is what happening generally. And slowly this area of generative AI also became very strong, and we got new tools into the market like ChatGPT came, Meta from Facebook. We also got Gemini Pro and Perplexity, and then Claude came now. So most of these tools, whatever you see, the growth of this particular generative AI and slowly changed the world with this AI features. And use case wise, if you see, the most of the companies started automating their personalized content. If you go to, like, for example, property real estate companies, they started generating descriptions, meaningful descriptions for their properties. And social media also started, like Facebook and other social media companies started providing recommendations, automatic recommendations, friend recommendation in Facebook. And even if you go to LinkedIn also, you get some recommendations. And we got so many applications along with this generative AI, like so many applications in your Android mobile. You will see how to convert old images to new high generation images, how to generate videos, how to generate voice. So even if you go and see in Gemini, the features which are available now, we can generate audio, video. I can generate some images, and I can generate PDFs, Word files, PPTs, any kind of stuff. And with the same generative AI, we also got the code generation tools also. A tool that can generate the code like Copilot is very popular now. Bug detection and helping to resolve the bugs, and generating the documentation for your project, and automating the test cases, But the QA teams also started using this to generate the test cases and then using them with some automation. And the customer experience and support also became one of the very popular domain where intelligent chatbots and then sentiment analysis and personalized recommendations, all these became language translation, Google Translate example. So many tools came to the market to provide 24 by 7 personalized interaction. And knowledge management and research also one of the area where most of the research domain also started spending so much effort to optimize this particular area, especially the educational domain and research domain also got so many new implementations and inventions. And this generative AI, when it was booming, and people started thinking like the chatbots are not sufficient to give the real-time context. So they are very passive. So they cannot go and give some active answers. They will have a dictionary or database which will support them to answer. First, we need to feed them. By using that only, it can answer. So, but unlike chatbots, the agents, which we call it as autonomous agents, will know what to be done next, what action to be done. That is called prescriptive analytics. So the predictive models will not be autonomous. They are just just goal oriented. Only they will predict something. But a autonomous agent will have a particular goal and it will go and achieve that with some knowledge and with some external sources and by implementing a plan. So a AI agent will have a objective. So to achieve that objective, it will use a model. Example, a large language model is one of the example which will be used as a brain to understand any complex prompt given by the user, and it will try to divide or break it into multiple tasks, and it will go and sequentially and implement that after the user confirmation. It will ask for a confirmation also. If you go and see any agent, either ChatGPT or any kind of agents, there are so many like tools in the market. Example, Google's anti-gravity, AWS Kiro. All these will ask you before like implementing the plan. They will ask your confirmation. You need to verify and you need to give a confirmation. Then it will generate either image or a document or a code, whatever it is. So most of the things will be autonomous here. Instead of just answering the question, the agent will have a toolkit like Python scripts and the SQL query engine and a web search, all will be available, and it will use all these particular tools and it will try to generate a plan and it will adjust and it will provide the results according to the user objective. Assume I want to build a end-to-end like a data analysis project. I can simply go and ask the agent. So it will try to it will ask like if you go and give any information, additional information prompt, it will go for a general project. If you clearly give the goal, the prompt, I want a data analysis project, end-to-end project in the banking. Then along with sample data also, I need to ask that. Clearly you need to ask. Then it will provide a sample data. Along with sample data, after it generated, it will try to use that and it will try to go with some step-by-step approach, and it will generate whatever the code required, and the code also which tool to use you have to mention, either Python or which programming language you want. So the agent will use that language and it will generate. So everything is tool specific here. You need to clearly give the information to the agent to generate. So right prompt engineering is also one of the very important step here. So these agents, whatever you go and see, most of the agents whatever available in the market, they also communicate with each other. So we have sensors data, for example. So I will need a IoT assistant agent that can go and keep on checking all the machines that are running in my manufacturing plant, and it should keep on like checking which missions will go down. If any mission will go down, it has to immediately shoot a message, and then appropriately according to the confirmation it may take an action also. For example, the mission is went down because it may go down maybe in the next 10 minutes because of power failure, so it has to go and send a notification to the power team to come take care of it in advance. If it is a defect failure, the agent should go and reach out the vendor and to come and replace the product, so that the agent will the vendor will come and replace in advance so that it will not go and fail. So the decision making and planning will be done by the agent according to the request which we propose. So what are the different key functions of any agent is, first one is perceive, and then it has to find out the reason and then decide what is the reason, what is the query, why the user requested, understand, and then decide what to do, what action to be taken, and then act. To act, it has to divide the problem into multiple steps here, and then it will go and try to generate the plan. Everything will be done by agent automatically after you ask a prompt. So majority, it requires a knowledge base, memory and learning. It requires a software, tools to implement whatever the user is looking for. It should have a goal management also, what and how to go and provide the solution. So most of the things a agent will require are whatever you see here. Every agent, if you see ChatGPT or Meta or Snowflake Arctic model, most of the things, they follow the same approach. They will have all these in their like a tool for automation, and they will use this and they will try to provide the solution to the customer. Plus, the agentic AI is nothing but a multi-agent system where multiple agents will communicate with each other and provide the solution to the client. Because earlier only one agent people were focusing on, now at enterprise level there are so many requirements. So we need to have multiple agents here and they should communicate with each other when they require any data. So we have so many agents, like here if you see agent 1 is a autonomous decision maker and self optimization, and second one is like it will go and collaborate and it will try to go and negotiate and share the tasks, and where it will have a group goal achievement, and third one will learn from the experience and it will try to go for a dynamic problem solving, and the fourth one will execute the task. So a agent here, in the sense, even the Google Pro, like Gemini Pro or any kind of tools, if you see the market, they will have a multi-agent system in the background, or else it cannot provide solutions that much faster also. So all these, whatever you see here, cannot be built in one day. If at all I want to implement all these kind of like interface, we need to know first of all a language to implement, and we should know how to implement and what is the foundation and what is required. So all is important. With simple Python knowledge, we can't do this. We also need to learn what is if an agent means all is a model. First of all, you should understand what is ML model and how a ML model is different from a AI model, and how AI model is different from like other like generative AI models and agentic AI models. So that particular difference you should know. The foundation is very important here. So Python is one of the language which is very popular. So compared to predictive machine learning and agentic AI, the foundation for agentic AI also is predictive ML, because predictive ML also will do the same thing, but it has some boundary. It can only analyze, or it can classify, and it can predict something. It cannot take further action, but a agent can predict and take an action also. So here in predictive machine learning, you have a statistical data input, and you will go for a label, like a score as a label. You will predict a label means yes or no, true or false. You will have some particular outcome here. But in agentic AI, that is not like predictive, it is a goal oriented. It will have an outcome, that is a workflow, and finally it will achieve something. It can be a prediction also, but not only prediction, it will be more than that. And autonomy is zero in ML because it requires a human to act on the insight. So for example, as I mentioned, the manufacturing plant, my model predicted vision 10 and 20 will go down. Then I will, as a human, I will go and look into it, and I'll take an action accordingly. But in case of agentic AI, this dynamic, it knows what to do. So what action to be taken, it knows. It will operate, it will operate on its own. And what to do next, it knows. And environment interaction also, if you see, it is isolated in ML. All the historical data only will deal with. But in case of agentic AI systems, it is not isolated, it is dynamic. All the queries that will be live SQL, live data and external APIs, most of the data will be live. And it will deal with all the live data only. And technically, if you see, there are so many libraries under ML side, like scikit-learn is there, TensorFlow, PyTorch, Keras, many different libraries are available in ML sector. Coming to agentic AI side, there are some advanced libraries like LLMs and LangChain, tool calling, memory vectors, MCP. Most of the libraries are very advanced libraries. But we should first understand what is ML, then need to go to the agentic AI, because directly if you want to learn agentic AI, it is difficult. Because even I am not a agentic expert by birth, because first I learned ML, and then the data analysis ML, and then I moved to like AI and then generative AI, and then I move to this particular agentic AI. So to learn this, we have tools available in the market. There are so many tools. So we want to go and implement this. We can also implement through tools, but we need to understand what tool is generating also. I can build an agent by using a agent software, but what that agent software is building, first of all, we should have a clarity, and we should know what to ask and what to generate. We should know that what is our goal. If you don't have that clarity, whatever the tool is generating also will not be useful. So a simple agent, AI agent, is whatever you see, that is a task oriented. It will not go and deal with the goal setting. It only will have some scope and rules. It is a reactive agent, and very limited autonomy will be there, and always go with a rule based decision making. Chatbot is an example. Recommendation engine. How many people saw recommendations in Amazon when you buy something? That is a agent only. It will be keep on checking your actions and which pages you visited, which products you selected. Whenever when you navigate in the Amazon website, there will be an agent which will be monitoring your activities. That recommendation agent will recommend you maybe some products you selected. It will immediately go and find out, okay, this user is selecting these particular items, so he is interested, he may be interested in related items, so it will try to recommend you. They will try to cross sell. When you buy laptop, you will receive a mouse or a headphone or a charger, they will cross sell. That will happen on fly. But in case of agentic AI, it is totally goal oriented. All goals will be autonomous, and it is not like reactive, it is a proactive. If I ask something, maybe some use case, it will go out of box. It will generate and it will ask you, is this what you are looking for, or do you want to optimize it? I can do that. It will respond like that. It will give what can be done next also. If you go and say yes, it will go with that action. It knows what to it will know, it knows what to do next also. So multiple domains can be also integrated in one particular area. So most of the things, whatever you see in the blue color, are nothing but they are all operational rule based agents. But whatever you see in this particular right side, whatever you see, these are all self learning. The agentic AI will learn on its own. And any autonomous agent in the market, if you see nowadays, either Gemini or Meta or ChatGPT or Cloud, whatever, every agent requires a memory to maintain the conversations and history, and then it requires a brain like LLM, which is an orchestrator to go and execute our task, and finally requires a tool or a group of tools to generate the code and then execute that particular code also. All these are important. Without all these three, no agent can be built. But all these I can manage through Python coding. SQL is very important because most of the data will be sitting in SQL databases. Data science is important because some of the areas where you go and try to build in the real-time environment are may require some predictive modeling. And Python, which is the one of the unified universal language, general purpose programming language for any kind of purpose. I can do data processing, I can do model building, I can train it, test it, deploy it, I can monitor it, I can do anything. So majority of the libraries, if you see like Airflow, for example, Apache Airflow, any library in the market is no Python library only. DBT also Python library. Snowflake also have Snowpark library. All are under Python. So Python is one particular language for many purposes, because in the past, if you see, for one purpose, one language was there. COBOL, business purpose. C++, object oriented. C, functional programming. And then MATLAB, mathematical programming. Fortran, scientific programming. HTML, web designing. But all these can be done with different libraries in Python. So with one language, I can do anything. So I am using Python for many different activities, not only for only my development. I use for data analysis, I use for ML and agentic AI. I manage my entire Snowflake environment with Python by using Snowpark. I manage the whole AWS environment using Boto 3 Python. All databases, whatever available, I programmatically manage through the database specific library.
Sri, I have one question. So,
Yeah, Nagaraj.
for example, you have to create one Gen AI agent
Mm-hmm.
for our system. So,
Mm-hmm.
as a first learner, so first you have to learn the basic of ML. So, what is
Correct.
LLM model and any Python language. So, one language
One
to
language is
collaborate
yes,
all
correct.
this ML, so this everything, and SQL and data science. So,
Exactly.
before we are going to start a Gen AI, so at least we need some basic knowledge of these five
Definitely.
components.
Definitely. Without that, see, agent also just like a model. Okay.
Okay.
So we should know at least some basics. at least some basics about ML.
Okay. So it means
Yes.
at least a minimum knowledge on the basics on the statistics, and then you
Definitely,
can go for
correct.
that ML. So what are the algorithms?
True,
And
true.
then go for DS, what is the data related things. And
Exactly.
once these everything is comes, then you can
NLP
go for
also
any.
important. NLP, because
Yeah,
generative AI, whatever you do, most of the Gen AI you see, like text mining. Text mining also you should have some a little bit knowledge,
okay.
because
Okay.
without that you cannot go and generate any text, right? If you go
Yeah, yeah,
ChatGPT, most of the things is text only, right?
yeah,
My prompt engineering will happen through text generation, correct?
yeah.
Very occasionally you go with image generation or any kind of other image, video, voice, all this stuff, but 80 to 90% you go with the prompt engineering to generate some text, right?
Yes.
So natural language generation also you should understand. Natural language processing, natural language generation is important.
So
So,
going forward, in the classes, we can cover all the SQL, ML models
but
and
SQL
NL.
and all I may not go and cover because
No. I'm telling just basics because everyone knows the minimum knowledge on SQL.
they
Just
need
I'm
they
asking.
need because if I go and start with SQL and all, many people may know.
Yeah.
But I'll give some kind of resources where people can go and see and look into SQL, because SQL is nowadays you will get so many resources.
Yeah. Understand.
But Python
So
and all, I'll touch because most of the people may not know Python. So I'll cover Python, basic and advanced Python, and then fundamentals of statistics, and then ML. Then I go with the
NLP
NLP, and then a bit on generative AI. Then we'll go with agentic
finally.
AI also.
Oh, thanks, V.
So this is
Thanks.
what the order we go with. Because if
Yes.
you don't understand what is the the pipeline,
Basic. Yeah.
basic the pipeline, like I mean starting from the foundation, directly if I say something you cannot even understand. You need to know some part of deployment also, how to deploy, correct? No,
Yeah.
agent, how to deploy agent also you should know. There are
So
so
that's the
many.
post activity of generate AI. So once agent is created, then you can deploy
Correct,
and you
correct.
can validate it, test. Yeah.
Yeah,
Understand.
how can we
Yeah.
how the
Yeah.
user has to go and test it, so we definitely need to know. So that is how the market is now. Maybe I want to create a supply chain agent, how the user wants to use it, correct? No,
Yes. Agree.
and how we can build, but how the user has to go and use it. Yes, Satish.
So you mentioned that some of the tools also it will be replaced, Airflow or something. So will
Hmm.
it give a recommendation which ETL tool, like how we process the data, what kind of mechanism we need to apply for the
It will give the
orchestra,
recommendations, correct? With
but
which
it will not
orchestration
provide the solution.
solution also, if you ask, it will give, but you need to customize later.
Yeah, customization. Yeah,
Initial
like.
draft.
Mhm. So you mentioned about Airflow, how it is going to uh, replace or alter or uh, with respect to Airflow, the
See,
current.
orchestration wise, how to create the job dependency and all. I'm not saying it will replace Airflow. I never said that. It will provide the solution according to your tool requirement. It will generate the code according to what tools you requested. I never said it will replace Airflow. Don't get confused. So Airflow is a tool, but if at all my solution requires the involvement of Airflow, it will use it. But I need to clearly mention that we will never replace any tools here, but we'll get the benefit of the tools. Are you getting?
So benefit means like
Hmm.
end-to-end coding and end-to-end unit testing and
Yes,
further.
correct, correct. It will do. It will do, but you should have a clear instructions. You can ask in plain English also, right? Correct or not?
Mhm.
So your test cases, what test case you want? Business test cases, for example, you should have some business knowledge, no? Correct or not?
Correct, correct.
You should
So,
ask, you should ask, yeah, you should ask the right questions, you'll get right answers.
mhm. So, so
Hmm.
this is specifically dedicated to only Python or with respect to Spark also.
Correct. See, Spark, if you go and see in Databricks, right, that is totally on Spark, to be
Correct.
honest. If you are using Databricks, you can directly go and see most of the code will be generated in PySpark or Spark. But if you come and see in other tools like Snowflake and all, as I mentioned, it will be like SQL oriented. And I can even generate Python coding also in Snowflake. So Python and SQL both are supported in Snowflake, but in Databricks, only PySpark or Python, which it is, and SQL also available, but majorly in PySpark.
We need to provide the like preparation,
True,
which is the best tool for maintenance as well as the cost parameter as
true,
well as the infrastructure. So up.
exactly. You have to. See, we cannot go and rely on everything on agent, right? Correct or not?
Mhm.
You can rely, but when you can go and rely, because you should get some experience on that how it is generating. Then you should have that knowledge to evaluate what it is generating also, right?
Mm.
First of all,
Yeah.
that is important. If tool is generating PySpark coding, if I don't know PySpark, how can I cannot go and understand and assess whether it is generating correct code or not.
Hmm.
So the tool knowledge, whatever the particular agent is generating, that we should have.
So
I
this is
cannot. More of.
more of a recommendations
Yeah,
from a chatbot. Okay.
with
Uh,
with context based chatbot,
mhm.
context oriented, not
Mhm.
like just like giving an answer, but context based answers plus executing that also.
So this is like
Mm,
we don't care your environment wherever you run Snowflake or Databricks or in EMR or wherever it is.
mm,
This is the code, which standard code
mm.
applies for your environment based
Correct.
on the
It will
inputs
suggest.
you.
It will suggest.
Hmm.
It will suggest to according to your environment, and then it will try to provide recommendations according to your environment. For example, I am a DBA. I want to go and ask about DBA activities. It will recommend me in Snowflake.
Hmm.
If I'm a data engineer, I may ask data engineering questions. I'm a ML engineer. I can ask ML engineering questions. Correct? No.
Yeah, correct. But current trend is like how people are expecting is like end-to-end code you write, end-to-end testing you perform.
Mm,
Later, the post deployment, post implementation, post maintenance, everything is your
mm.
responsibility. So that's how the current market is trending like. So, for
True, but
example,
that will change. That will change. But I can see that end to end, one person can do.
mm,
But most of the companies are moving towards agent specific solutions, and they want, that is the reason you see so much firing also, right? Correct or not?
correct.
There are 10 people, now they are reducing because the agent can do what the 10 people can do, first of all.
Hmm.
So end to end it can do. End to end, you need to give the clear, I go and upload my business requirement document and the technical, like technologies I'll mention, it will create, right? If I give a project plan,
Correct.
then I do not need a developer also, right?
No, I'll
Yeah.
give one example. For
Uh,
example, for
mm,
Python coding,
mm,
MS SQL is a library.
uh,
Okay, that is already library was stopped by that provider.
uh-huh.
And later there is a new other
Library.
library has been come into picture.
Correct.
But the more or less people are still recommending to use the MS SQL library for this one.
Agree. See, that is not like the solution you cannot get with the same approach, but people who are comfortable with that, people may suggest also. Because I suggest people to go with, as you mentioned, for MySQL, I'll say go with PyMySQL because I'm very comfortable with that.
Mhm.
See, until unless you will go and use multiple libraries and all, their experience may be different. Correct? No.
Correct.
So my experience may be different because I am comfortable with PyMySQL. You may be with MySQL that connector. It doesn't mean
Okay.
that I see everything tool will support. See what library is required also it will suggest, right? Correct or not?
Correct. Correct.
Then I need not worry about it, because if it really required any errors are there, that the tool responsibility is to resolve that also.
Okay.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
yeah, because everything is responsibility of the agent itself to take care of and provide the solution.
Okay.
You need your responsibility is to how to evaluate it and confirm it and use it.
Okay. Understood.
Yeah. Any
Right.
other
Thank you.
questions? No, no problem, Satish. So this
Thank you.
is no
I'm
problem.
dropping.
Yeah, okay, Satish. Yeah.
We'll connect later, Srinu. Thank you.
Okay, no problem. So that's about majorly what the thanks for your interactive questions and all, but most of the market is running towards this agents. Yeah, please go ahead. Weapon.
Uh, just want to understand from you
Hmm.
how long this course will be happening. Like, is it like 3 months or 6 months? What is the time duration, and what would be the fees?
Yeah, thanks, sir. So as of now, this is a weekend batch actually, Weapon, not like
Okay,
weekday. So every Saturday, Sunday, 6 p.m. to like 8 p.m. you can consider, and 2 hours Saturday and Sunday. And if I time permits, I go with 2.5 hours also, because the whole 5 days I want to cover in 2 days, 5 hours, and it go with up to 9 to 10 weekends you can consider.
okay, which is like 2.5 months.
2.5 months, and if needed some projects and all, I go with one more weekend extra, because according to like the timelines and all, I am adjusting that. The previous batch also I did the same.
Okay, the fee structure.
The fee structure is I'm charging 20K as of now.
Mm, okay,
Yeah, but we can talk about it later.
okay.
Any other questions technically?
No, Shri.
How about Weapon? Do you have any questions?
Okay. Now, if you see here, like
Hmm,
people from ETL background or
hmm,
like
hmm.
a data engineering background, they are not much into machine learning.
Correct.
And for by looking at the way you are saying, for AI to become an AI engineer, machine learning is must. So
See,
machine learning is a
hmm,
very vast topic, and
agree. Even see, machine learning is a vast topic. I totally agree, but not like earlier. So whatever needed, we will learn only that. If you want to learn machine learning, I can learn throughout my life. There are so many things. What is needed, that only we learn. What is the basic algorithms? What is needed for understanding what was the ML model and what is supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and the enforcement learning, we learn that. And after we finish that, we'll jump into the like AI and generative AI and NLP also. So we need to learn only what is needed for our understanding, domain specific. So there are so many
mm,
algorithms. I cannot see, even if you go to in the industry, nobody will use all the algorithms, right? There are
okay.
commonly used algorithms, mostly seven or eight. Only those will only will learn and will try to implement some solutions or use cases in different domains.
Okay. Now this AI engineering,
Mm,
like as you told, it is ML ops is a base. But
mm,
if you look into ML ops, these people are asking
mm.
Kubernetes, Ansible, Terraform, which the normal data
See,
engineer or normal ETL engineer may not be aware.
no.
So,
See, you are not going to be a MLOps engineer, right? See,
um,
MLOps engineers are different. That is a totally different stack. Their job is
okay.
to whatever you develop, they need to deploy. So you are
Mhm.
AI agentic AI engineer. You will develop a agent, and they will help you to integrate that with application, or they will try to help you to deploy it. Even the ML
Okay.
data scientist or ML engineer also do the same. They will build ML model and train it and test it and evaluate it. But deployment, some people do, not everybody will do. A ML ops engineers will be a DevOps engineer with ML knowledge. Are you getting?
Okay. Yeah.
See, if you want to do everything, nobody can do that because the market may ask many things, but one person cannot do all. The market,
Okay.
I saw many people are asking so many technologies in one position.
Yeah.
Like,
It is getting more dangerous.
yeah, that is what happening. I know that. I know that because someone was making a joke like, I need to be IT support engineer to know all this. Because who know this many tools and all? Because in my career of 20 years, I learned many technologies starting from my career, starting from COBOL and then ProCOBOL, ProC, SQL. But it doesn't mean that I will use all now. Correct? No.
Yes.
So whatever that is required, I'll use that. But I want to go and act on multiple tasks and all. I need enough time and I need enough tools and support, all this stuff. Because it's not like a one day. Even they are expecting, so such kind of tools means, first of all, they should have that particular infrastructure support also, mainly.
Okay.
Yeah. Because coming to the infrastructure, mainly infrastructure side only, people are lack of.
Mm.
So that is main challenge for many people because infrastructure side, many companies are not ready to support because to build a ML ops platform is very difficult because I built a platform with open source tools earlier. But most of the times I used to fight with the IT support team to give most of the tools because most of the banks will not support, first of all, to use open source.
Okay.
So, yeah, so we first need enough support from the IT support team. Got it right?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So you don't worry about the ML ops, all this stuff. This ML ops era was in the past. Now slowly the ML ops also getting integrated with this agentic AI ops now. So how to go and integrate this agent? The agent will tell us how to do that.
Okay. Sure.
You are getting right.
Yeah.
The agent will tell us because the agent knows what to do, but how to integrate with an application only we do. Most of the times we go with web interface only, right? For example,
Yes.
a chatbot is nothing but interface. So my deployment should be a web interface. I'll ask my agent to go and build a web interface for me, and it will build and it will integrate my application automatically. I did many times recently. I built a investment portfolio agent just 2 days back. The same Python, same coding.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah. Okay. Ranjit, I think you rejoined. Is all okay? Hey Ranjit, is all okay? Anyway, so I want to discuss the whatever this today. If any specific questions you have, you can ask before we sign off.
So
Mepan,
how would you reach you in the soft in the WhatsApp group you will post, is it like these days or you are starting with batch something like
uh-huh.
that? So what would be the next communication channel?
That is the only channel which I am using now.
Yes, correct. Understand. After this meeting, when are you planning to start the batch?
The batch I'm going to start like tomorrow only. This is just for today. So few people did not join, so I just giving some high level overview on which one more guy joined, right? So Satish also newly joined. He was my past teammate in 2012-13. So he joined today. So you must understand about this Agentic and all. So he is working in some government project in US. So he is getting some requirements on that. So he joined today to get some knowledge.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm starting tomorrow only, my Mayappan. So we have already enrolled students already.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. And you are part of my community, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay. So if whoever like I hope Nagaraj also This is my past student only. My number already is there, but anyway, I'm just pinging here. You just ping me so that it will be easy for me to like communicate with you.
Okay, sure.
Ranjit. Hello, Ranjit. I can see two people, huh? Two Ranjits. Ranjit, are you there? Hello. Okay, Ranjit. Ranjit, you can just reach out to the number which I pinged you in the chat.
Okay, sure.
You just ping me for more information. I'll talk to you. Weapon.
Okay. Okay,
Okay,
right.
that's all for today. From tomorrow onwards, we'll continue. Okay. Okay then. That's all for today. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.